Value is a really funny word, especially for the work of our transition team when they're working with a family, a caregiver, or an elder in a transition project. Because there are two ways to approach value. One way is understanding financial value, but the other way is sentimental value. Whenever we're looking at liquidation issues, we have to always consider both. And I think when we started T3 Transitions, that was one of the things that we wanted to make a core value of our organization, and which was, how do we really understand that sentimental or the memory value of an item as well as the financial value go hand in hand. Let me show you a few things that we've collected over the last several months in different households that we've worked with. Here's one item, for instance, that we collected, and it's something that meant a lot to me. My mom was really into Shirley Temple. She grew up in the Shirley Temple age. And it's the music of Shirley Temple in Goodnight My Love and Stowaway with Robert Young and Alice Faye. And when I took a look at this, it immediately jumped out as something that was important to me. And obviously it was really important to the elder who lived in this home because they had covered it in plastic. They had kept it as something that was very important to them, and they kept it so that it could be permanently protected. When you see something like this, the immediate instinct is, well, this is valuable to the individual. It has sentimental value. But it also has financial value. And as our liquidation specialists began to research, there were a number of these prepared and created and on the market, but there aren't a lot that are still in the market. More importantly, there aren't a lot that are of a very good value. And as you can see, because this was put into plastic and it was kept very well, it's in pristine shape. So something like this does have significant value. The best way that we would look at liquidating something like this would probably be either to contact someone who collects Shirley Temple memorabilia or through a private auction. Then we ran across something like this, some sheet music by Mahler. There was also music that they collected and records. I know some of you will look at these and go, what are they? But these are discs for people who are older. But they're making a comeback now. It was my favorite movie. That's why I found this and kept it. Fame. Some older records. Here's a great Sarah Vaughan record, if you like jazz. These are phenomenal. The family couldn't dare to part with these. They loved them. They had carried them from 2 different homes to a senior residence, and they were not going to carry them on to another senior residence. The only problem was they didn't have a record player any longer. That had been lost in the original move. And what they were taking with them were 4 different totes of records. So for this family, these carried a lot of sentimental value. They didn't carry any longer any financial value, but they were very, very heavy. For this family, being able to liquidate all of these records, but to repurpose them to individuals that had the same sentimental memories was very important. Then this was something that, again, I loved. It was a Trivial Pursuit game, and it was the Baby Boomer edition. Terrific game. I remember playing this with my kids. The only problem with this was the family had lost the game board and all the game pieces. All that they had left was this part of the game, and they weren't willing to part with it because they also had memories of playing this at game night with their families. Something like this, there really isn't any resale value. There's nothing that can be done with it. And a game piece like this, it's not even something that you would want to donate because there's nothing that another company, there's not something that an organization can do with it. So when we look at all of these items, when we look at things that a family is going through, very often what we try to do is make a very immediate assessment and look and see, is there sentimental value? And we learn that by listening to the elder, the caregiver, or the family. If there's enough value for them and they want to keep it, then we'll try to maintain that in such a state that they can keep it and keep those memories alive in their family. If there's financial value, we'll make a plan to liquidate that item and gain as much financial value as we possibly can for them. Understanding throughout the entire process that this is a business project, and ultimately our job is to have the entire residence liquidated so that a new family can come in, buy the home, and create their memories. What we hope is that by spending the time to listen to the family, understand what's important to them, understand what their objectives are, that we can take the burden and the weight of all of this, take it off their shoulders, and lift that weight of aging off their shoulders.